Merry Chlistmas. Thought we would watch some EVP mediums or something. Since I don't really have much to do today, some of you might not either. Those of you who are alone, like myself. Start with this one.
And welcome to EVP Medium's Case File 72, where we head out to Amherst, Ohio. As usual, we start off with Randy doing a walkthrough of the property, where he picks up on not one, not two, but several entities that are in this small home. And given the amount of what our clients have been experiencing, which you will see a little bit later in this presentation, these spirits, or at least some of them, seem to be quite advanced.
My first feeling when I come through the door is that there's a couple of areas that seem to be hot spots to me. One is the bedroom next to me
Okay.
and the upstairs. We have not been upstairs yet. And the other thing that I find a little bit odd is that I mentioned at home earlier, actually this morning, that I had a headache. And my headache sort of subsided throughout the day, but I feel it coming back.
Okay.
And it's right in the very back of my head, and it's almost making me nauseous.
Okay.
I don't know if that has to do with what's going on here.
Or the fact that you ate snacks before we came.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but snacks, do they give you a headache? I don't know.
No, nauseous.
Well, that could be, but I do feel like there's more than a couple of spirits here.
Okay.
There's a particular feeling of a woman
Okay.
that, in my feeling, she's elderly. I can
Let's
sort of feel her next to us.
Okay.
And
And you said she was older.
yes, if I had to guess, age 70s, 80s, maybe.
Okay. All right.
And
Can you tell how long ago it was? Like what time period?
I want to say at least 30 years ago, maybe a little more.
Okay. So fairly recent history for a 1900s
Right,
house.
right. Um, there was someone taking care of her. I can see them here and upstairs.
Okay.
So I want to say they were, kind of daytime over here, nighttime upstairs.
Okay. Are you getting any impression of a name?
And not a true name, but it was unusual name.
Okay.
It wasn't like a Mary or a Sue or any. It was an unusual, probably a period name.
Okay.
I think that the spirits have an attachment to the neighborhood
Okay.
and possibly to this home. There's also, I have sort of a weird attraction to want to go to the basement too.
Would you want to do the upstairs next or the basement next?
Let's do the upstairs.
Okay.
There's also something I feel going on with, and I almost want to say it's a jealousy thing, with the fact that there's a baby in the house.
Oh, okay.
It's weird that the difference between these two rooms. Even though the ceiling is the same height, when I walked from in there, I felt crouched and like heavy pressure, and I come in here and it's like almost like you can stand up. So it's a weird feeling, and it's almost like I guess the description would be almost like a ray of sunshine. Like all of a sudden everything just got bright. I know there's a window here, but
Right.
it's a completely different feeling from there to here.
Okay. So this is obviously the baby's room.
Yes.
So if there's something that's possibly jealous of the baby or envious of the baby being here, do you feel something like that in the room?
I don't feel like it's a jealousy of the baby. I feel like it's a jealousy of the baby's parents.
Okay.
They're jealous that they can have this baby, but someone else couldn't.
Okay. So envy, basically.
So
So that's why if I was envious and I was in the spirit realm, I would be hanging out with the baby.
right, and it's almost like I don't know what the activity is because I haven't been involved in the interview yet.
Right, right.
But I can almost feel like somebody sits and watches this baby as if it was their own.
Okay.
And in an attempt to keep the parents from knowing, it's like they sneak and they try to touch the baby or hold the baby and not let the parents know, but startles the baby.
Okay.
So it's a weird feeling, like a maternal thing, like there's a mother watching over their child.
So if we have a spirit here who's attached to the baby, we may have a hard time convincing them to cross over. But
In hopes that we can get the story and find out why.
yeah.
But
Okay.
I guess we have to convince the spirit that this is not their baby.
Well, not their baby, and that they need to take that next step and move on, and that, you know, there's their loved ones are in the light waiting for them. Well, let's go see what you find in the basement.
I feel like they're just gonna slam it on me, knock me down the steps.
I'll hold the door for you.
Don't let them do it to me. They
I
always want to
won't.
hurt me.
I'm not pushing you down. Oh dear.
I'll catch it. Yeah. Oops.
That we definitely need to get on film.
The tumble. It's always good. It's odd. I mean, the feeling I get is odd. It's like I can see kind of like a little workshop-y thing kind of going on,
Okay.
but nothing crazy. It has nothing to do with upstairs. This is completely different down here. So it has
Okay.
like no attraction to what's going on upstairs other than I feel like it's just a spirit wanting me to know. Like, hey, I'm down here.
Okay. So he's not interacting with the
No, it has
family
nothing to
either.
do with upstairs.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the baby. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the house.
So somebody else we want to see if we can
Yeah.
get to the great
I don't
workshop
think he
in the
wants
sky.
them to come down here too much, you know. And when they do come down here, he's like wanting to know what they're doing. What are you doing down here? You know, kind of like a man cave. This is mine. What are you doing down here?
Has he gone up to see what work they've done upstairs?
I don't get that feeling. I think
Okay.
he just hangs down here,
Okay.
and it's up and out the door. You know, like it was a
Okay.
routine thing. Come home, come down here, do your thing. You know, go to bed, go to work,
Okay.
come home, go to man cave, and same routine. That what's going on in the upper level bedroom has nothing to do with what's going on down here.
Can you tell what time period he's from?
It's early on because the condition
It's more raw.
of the basement was much different.
Okay. Can you see like tools and kind of get an idea?
Uh,
Any electric tools, or are they all hand tools?
No, I'm not
Okay.
getting electric. It was more hand tools.
Okay.
More, I almost want to say it's like along that area over there. Like if you came down, there might be like a corner bench over there.
Okay.
And I know it sounds odd, but I just keep thinking of clocks. So I don't know if he repaired clocks or he had something going
Okay.
on with clocks, but I keep getting clocks and ticking. So I don't know if that was a hobby,
Interesting.
but he was very much into it. What was going on upstairs was more a younger situation.
Okay.
The woman who's paying attention to the baby, if I had to guess, would be late 20s,
Okay.
but a period pretty far back.
Okay.
As usual in our investigations, I do the walkthrough first. Afterwards, Shelley interviews our clients, Trent and Lauren, and gets their story and finds out what exactly has been happening in their home. And it was pretty incredible what they told us, and just the fact that spirits can actually move things shows that they're pretty advanced.
So we're here with Lauren and Trent in their beautiful home here in Amherst. How old is this house?
It was built in 1900,
Okay,
so pretty old, yeah.
Okay. So, Lauren, I remember you left me a very extremely detailed email.
I did.
I loved it because it gave me the whole story before I even had to talk to you.
Yes.
And I already knew that your case was something that we could definitely take. But can you explain to our viewers what has been happening in your house, what you detailed in that email to me?
Sure. So probably like 6 months ago, we were watching a scary movie, and we just kind of got a little bit of a bad vibe about it. We were like, maybe we shouldn't watch this, and because it was like talking about a ghost knocking on the walls, and it just kind of gave us like a weird feeling. So we turned it off, and then as soon as we turned it off, we heard knocking on the other side of our wall. So that was really like the first big thing that happened. But when we moved in, probably last April, we just always had weird feelings, but that was like the first real thing that happened. And then ever since then, we've been seeing shadow figures, especially when we look upstairs, you'll see someone kind of like peeking over at you. At night when I sleep, I feel something just staring at me from the closet. and it's just like a curtain. It's not like a really deep closet, so it's just a weird thing to feel like such a hard stare, like
a heavy presence.
yes, and to the point where I'm like staring at it all night long. And sometimes I'd feel at night falling asleep, there's like a freezing cold spot on my shoulder. And I just feel something just like touching me. The other night I felt something touch my hand and then also touch my arm, woke me right up. A lot of things have happened.
Trent, are you getting these?
Yes, I am
The
actually.
cord incident.
Yeah, I witnessed a vacuum sweeper cord levitating. We were in a conversation, and it caught my corner of my eye, and I seen it. And then as I turned to it, it dropped, and you heard the tink, it hitting the tile floor in our kitchen. Um, Periodically, I do see like this, like the shadow people that she's speaking of, like also on the corner of my eye. Like I'll catch it, like a lot of times during the night. I've even seen it like outside the house actually, which is pretty crazy. Um, Footsteps coming down the stairs when no
Yeah.
one's obviously upstairs to begin with. Just random stuff like that. Yeah, it's been pretty constant.
Now, you have a baby.
Yes.
How old is the baby?
10 months old.
Have there been any particular events that have happened
Yes.
involving the child?
Yes, there have. One time I was kind of watching him standing up. It was when he was first really learning how to stand, and he was getting pretty good at it. So really, him falling wasn't really too big of a deal. It wasn't happening much. So one day I was watching him, and right in my field of sight, it kind of looked like he got pushed over, and he was scared, very scared, and it made me really nervous. I didn't like that at all. And then another time, just the other day, we were renovating the house. We were actually putting our bed together, so it was really noisy in the room, and he needed a nap. We don't use upstairs at all, so we had just moved his crib up there because it didn't fit anymore because our king bed, we used to have a really small bed. And I went to go put him down for a nap, and I left him up there, and Trent was putting down the bed. I went to the store, and Trent said that while I was gone, he went to go check on the baby when he was sleeping and the baby monitor, and the camera was completely turned around the other way. And then not even a minute later, he said he started screaming bloody murder. And that was like 2 minutes right before I got home from the store. So I came in, and he told me about what just happened, and it just didn't sit right with me. You know,
Baby monitor
he was
wasn't within
scared.
his reach,
No,
No,
not at all. It was
no.
probably 3 or 4 feet away
so
from the crib.
nobody was even up there.
No.
No, I went.
And
up there.
then I went and I turned it back around, and after like I saw like it had been turned after he told me a story. The baby was already awake and everything. I was just like, that's weird. So I turned it around just to see like if that could be easily done. And it wasn't. So I went back downstairs. I was like, told him, like, yeah, that's not something that could happen on its own. I went to go look at the monitor. It was turned around again. And I
what was
just did it.
What was the demeanor of the baby?
He was really scared. He was just panicked. You're the one that's on,
Yeah,
right?
he was panicked. It was his first time actually upstairs.
Yeah, so obviously
As
that
I
would
was
scare him, but
sleeping.
the way that you said he screamed wasn't right.
Yeah, he was very panicked.
Yeah.
It was his first time, and it was because we purposely don't put him up there because of the feeling we get.
Yeah.
Very uneasy feeling.
I don't feel
So-
comfortable leaving up there at
And then when
all.
we tried it,
Yeah,
turned
sometimes
over and
the baby has seen things before where he'll smile and laugh at it, but I don't see anything. Like one time I was holding him and I actually saw like a white light hovering above my shoulder. And I looked over at him and he's looking up at it and smiling. So I don't know if like it was something funny to him or interest.
Something that you
Yeah,
actually
something
saw that you could-
right, but it didn't. Yeah, it was strange.
So, what are your hopes for this investigation, guys?
Well, I personally hope that, these people are resolved in whatever whatever they're hanging out, why they're hanging out, they're able to be released and at peace, and that we are able to be at peace.
yeah, pretty much everybody gets their answer, and
Yeah. I'd like to know what's going on, obviously, but
Well, we're going to do our best to get you the answers.
yes,
And we're definitely going to do a crossover and try to cross
Wonderful.
those that are ready to go home.
In our first ITC session, we start out in the client's bedroom with Shelley and Joyce in the lead for this session. I do want to mention right up front, you may want to try some headphones while reviewing this, as we were using new ITC technology, and it is a little bit more difficult to hear, but we did get some good results. We got a lot of names. Some of them, quite a few actually, were old-fashioned names such as Eunice, Penelope, and Mildred. We also got male names such as Bob and Edward. Now, Edward may be the spirit connected to the basement, as you will see as this investigation progresses. But what was interesting in ITC session, we actually get a spirit that talks about Randy and that he's really good, meaning what he was seeing and saying as he did his walkthrough. But they kind of correct him and they say, the only thing is she left. And I think they were referring to when Randy was talking about this, there's a sick woman or a woman who was in this room that may have been dying. I think that's who they're referring to. We'll see what you think.
So we're going to try to make communication here. Can anybody tell me their name? Can you say hello? Hello, my name's Shelley, and this is Joyce.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
That was clear.
That was very clear. Who just said hello? What's your name?
Annalise.
Elise. Mildred? That'd be about the right period. Did you say Mildred?
Okay, just to make sure you're understanding us, I'm going to ask you to visually validate. How many fingers am I holding up? I thought I heard it.
I heard two.
I thought I heard two.
How many? I don't know. Three. Thank you. What's the name of the person who answered that? Okay, I'm going to slow this down. Hello? We thought maybe this might be a little easier. It is? Can you tell us who sleeps in this bed? Did somebody say I do? Who said I?
Whose house is this?
Who's paying attention to the house remodel?
Yeah.
Is anybody? Okay, just so that we know if you can hear us, can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? How many?
Very good.
All right, so somebody can come through on this. It's hard to say how much we'll hear live, but we'll give this a shot. Can we have the name of the caregiver again? Do you know that the woman in this room now is healthy and you don't need to take care of her anymore? Why are you still here? It was something. All right, we're going to try a validation word. We haven't used this one before.
During the session upstairs, you'll hear a little bit of confirmation. During my walkthrough, I said that I sensed there was a female up there that possibly could not have children and that she was very attached to their baby, which could be why the baby would scare easily. It might have been actually seeing the spirit. And also it's possible that the spirit was moving the baby camera, which had happened also. So I don't know, but it just seemed odd to me. I had a feeling that this spirit might be from the nearby cemetery. There is an old cemetery less than a block away. And it's possible that this spirit who claims to be Holly and actually stated that she was a babysitter could be from that cemetery.
Okay, so here we are in the upstairs bedroom. This is actually the baby's room, but the baby doesn't sleep up here because he gets scared up here. So, but we want to find out why the baby's scared. So we're going to give this a shot. Holly? Is Holly the one that's up here? Yes. Why didn't you go into the light? Who is it? Who is it that is attached to the baby? Who likes the baby? Is Edward the spirit in the basement? What did he repair at his bench? And he did something specific at the workbench. What did he do? Okay, so Randy picked up on a woman up here who can't have a baby. That's really sad. Were you sad about that? Okay, I raised my hand. Somebody asked me to do that. No, we didn't. I thought somebody did.
Hey, man.
Mary Ellen?
I heard that. I heard Mary Ellen outside.
Why did you turn the camera on the monitor?
Do you think this is your room?
Can somebody tell me if we actually connected with the woman who's up here a lot? You did?
I said we connected.
So this might be easier for you to use, or it might be harder. I'm not sure. Anybody else have a story they need to get out? Okay, so we're going to close the session, and then we're going to go to the basement and try to talk to Edward and whoever else may be down there. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for talking to us.
In our final ITC segment in the basement, it did pick up a little bit more as far as a little bit of profanity. At the time, I thought they were swearing at me. It's hard to say. There may have been some profanity back and forth to the spirits themselves. It is interesting, though, see what you think, but during the transcribe, it seems like Edward may have been accused of murder that he did not commit. And he's not going in the light for that accusation, or that some there feel that Edward may have been involved in a murder. Again, ITC is very difficult, but it does seem to be that's what we were getting, snippets of that type of message. Also, I make it clear to the spirits, those that did not want to go, that when we do our crossover, if they choose not to go into that light, they would have to remain unseen and stop bothering our clients. And it's kind of cute, I guess you'd say, when the spirit responds, okay, I'll be good. Before we start communication, obviously you're already aware that we're here and what we're doing. And I just want to assure you that we are not here to make fun of or capitalize or anything else on you. In fact, we want to be able to help you. And the best way too, we could do that is by prayer and sending you into the light. And you could help us by trying to communicate with us. Tell us your story. Maybe we're going to ask some questions that if you can repeat. Yeah, can you sort of switch them? Yeah. If you can repeat, then we know that you're understanding us. And on that, again, we really do want to help you and want to communicate with you. Can you tell me your name? What's your name, please? Do you know my name? What's my name? David, yeah. The light? Do you want to go to the light? Are we getting profanity there? Sounded a little bit like that, did it? Did somebody call me a bitch? Or are you talking about another entity within the home? You're being awful quiet. This is highly unusual. Please talk to me. Are really, really hard. What is your name? It's what? What's your name? It's what? Try again. Did you used to live here? Is your name? I'm sorry. Is your name Ed? Come on, Ed. Yeah, you can. Yes, you could. Why do you think you can't cross over? Ed, I'm going to try a different. You're scared? Why? Is it you that's afraid? Are you scared, Ed, or is it someone else? They think what? We're going to try a different software.
That woman keeps talking to Ed.
There's something going on there.
Yeah.
She keeps saying Ed this, Ed that.
What's my name? How many fingers am I holding up? Somebody call me an asshole. How many fingers am I holding up? Guys, this isn't parlor tricks. I'm not trying to make fun of you. It's so we can establish that we understand each other. So how many fingers am I holding up? 5. Okay, how many now? 2. How many now? No, not 3. How many now? I promise this is the last time I'm going to ask. How many fingers am I holding up now? I think they're done with it. You keep talking Randy. You hear that Randy. Obviously you're around. You're aware of who lives here now. Can you tell me his name here? What's his name? Female stage. I thought, yeah. Why are there so many spirits here? I want you to know, and I mean this sincerely, there is no judgment in that light. It's pure love in that light.
Where?
I know you may believe that there's judgment and penalties there, but that is where you belong. That is where you have come from, and you need to go back in that light. If you want to go home, can you say Jesus for me, please? I thought I heard it. Yeah. Well, Ed, if that is your name down here, whatever troubled spirit that kind of dwells down here by themselves, we're going to lift you up to God. You still have free will. That is your choice to go or not to go, and I'm urging you to go. But I want to make one thing clear. If you do not go, you cannot interact or harm or cause any problems for this family.
Everyone that follows EVP Mediums knows that our main objective is to do a crossover and try to send as many spirits home to the light as possible. There were several spirits in this home, and when we did our crossover, we did get some confirmation that some actually did cross, but there was also some confirmation of some that did not want to cross. As everybody knows, free will remains in death as it does in life, and some of those spirits just are not going to go. But we did, as always, advised our clients that it's a good idea to try to cross spirits over again. And we kind of, give them a little tip on how to do that, how to try to open the light and cross spirits over. All we can do is hope that a lot of those spirits did cross and that the remaining ones will go at some point.
Just come down through the center. The biggest success to a crossover is our intent. And if we really, and I don't mean just words, if you're in your heart want to help these spirits, the light responds much better and much faster, and it helps them go up as well.
Help me.
Yep, we're going to. Father, lift them up, open your light, show them the way. Send your angels down. Send their relatives down, Father. Let them know there's nothing that they have done to shun them from you, that you want them home, back in the presence of you, Lord. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. You know God loves you, right? Do you see God's presence? Alfred, take them home. That light is open for you. Go into that light. I heard I'll go. All of you need to go. You are worthy of his love. I heard an angel. In Jesus' name we pray to you. Amen.
You say it's not that quiet, but then it's quiet.
Yeah, I know.
Very quiet.
Real quiet.
Right at the beginning, someone said, ask God or pray to God.
Mm-hmm.
Ask God, ask God. A couple times they said that, right when we started.
I thought I heard an angel or something.
I heard Alpha. What else did I hear? I heard something else. I'll go.
I heard I'll go.
Heard that,
Yeah.
Amazing grace.
I'm gonna play another one. I should just be finding my favorite ones and playing them for you guys, but I'm just picking random ones. They have so many good ones, man. They've been doing this for years. They're based out of Ohio. They mostly do cases that are in Ohio. They do everything's nonprofit. Everything they do for free. Even their travel expenses they pay for. They almost got to be on their own show, but I forget what happened. This was like years ago. He sent me a way to watch the pilot episode. It looked really good too. I don't know what happened there, but they have their own podcast too. But yeah, they're. I don't think Shelly or Joyce are in the group anymore. Shelly's the cop, the blonde, and then Joyce is the shorter brunette lady. I haven't seen them in the latest ones, but yeah, they're freaking amazing people. Really good-hearted people. We'll try this one. Hey, Kevin. Merry Christmas. I'm just playing this show. They gave me the okay to play their episodes.
Help me. I'm begging you. Can you help me? I'm alone and scared. I lost my mommy. Can you help me?
So recently would be Mother's Day. Was very active. It was pounding on the floors. I actually went in the basement. There's nothing in the basement.
You can hear things.
What do you hear?
You can hear like footsteps in the house.
Where are the footsteps coming from, you think?
Upstairs. Upstairs, yeah.
Is it in that bedroom or that office?
Yeah, it's in that hole upstairs.
Okay.
And you can actually hear like they're walking upstairs.
We hear, like things being dropped. We hear glass breaking. We've never found the glass to be broken. My granddaughter and my son actually saw a man figure at the top of our stairs before enough that that my son thought that it was truly a person and went up looking for him. There's some activity. My husband and son don't feel alone in the barn, but I don't sense that. I definitely do sense things
The
in
barn
the house.
over here?
The barn that the goats, our buck and our horse are on that side of the barn.
Okay.
And that's the side that my husband and my son do not feel like they're ever alone when they're on that side.
See, I'm not for sure what happened on the land. I can tell you right now that just this side of the barn, the left side of the barn, you even go close to it, and it gives me chills just to even talk about it. But, and it smells like graves, and it's creepy to even go in it.
What had happened the day we moved my mother to that house, which would have been 2013, 14, we were moving the last of her stuff. My mom was over there, my oldest son. So my youngest son and I had the trailer, the tractor and the trailer, and we were getting boxes. We walked into the house, the front porch together, and a figure came out of and it was a black figure. The sun had been out, but we saw it together. It came out from the rooms that she was staying in and walked right through that window right there.
So from the modular?
And it headed that way. It walked from that way to the modular.
We used to smell cinnamon.
Cinnamon, like somebody was baking something?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Welcome to EVP Mediums, episode number 66 in Nova, Ohio. We were called in by our clients to investigate their century-old home. They'd had quite a bit of activity going on, and we're starting to get a little concerned about it. And my initial walkthrough and walk of the property proved to be pretty interesting. There was a lot of spirit activity there, and that's not unheard of on a home that's had so many people live in it throughout the years.
I guess the description would be like I was being observed. And it wasn't by just one. It was, kind of keeping distance to see what I was doing here.
Did it feel hostile or just observant?
It wasn't hostile but angry. It was, if you could think of somebody saying, now what are they up to? What are they doing to me now?
So is there a dominant spirit in the house?
Yeah. And it's over the whole property.
And who would that be?
It would be a female.
Okay, so it's a mother figure?
Yes. That she was strong-willed.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like the whole time she was badgering me. Like, trying to overtalk you. I would be like, you'd be trying to say something and she wouldn't let you finish and she'd jump on top of it.
Yeah, when she was very upset, that's exactly how she was.
And that's kind of what she does with me.
I have her room completely set up from the way it was over there. It is exactly the same upstairs. Me personally, I had to do that to make myself feel better.
She just said, why would I leave then?
Okay.
It was like, as soon as you said that, she was like, why would I leave?
Okay. So this was her bedroom. A lot of these things here are still hers. I've had to rearrange things. That doll, I was standing here one day looking out, thinking about her. That doll there flew and hit that wall there.
I feel like they're attention getters.
Okay.
There's something about the doll though. And I want to say that, was she, like with the kids, was she always telling them, put your stuff away or don't leave that sit there? And because I get this feeling that she, for some reason, didn't like that it was left there.
Okay.
It's like,
and she left it, and I just happened. My granddaughter left it,
right.
and I happened to just put it there.
It was. To me, it was a sign to you that these kids need to pick their stuff up.
And that is exactly what she was like. Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't like that the toys were left. And that
Okay.
was her thing. Like,
okay.
It should have been put away.
Okay.
And it was more directed to you.
Okay. And that is
like,
the
get
first,
on those kids and make them pick up.
And I actually said, stop that. Whoever did that, that's really scaring me, because it truly, I almost got in the car and drove away because I've never had that happen. So I thought, damn it, this is my house and I'm not leaving. And then my granddaughter was in here and then she came out about the chicken. This is the room.
Okay.
When she was talking about that someone told her that my chicken died, that I didn't tell her because I don't like to tell her those. And she said Patsy, and that was my hen's name. There were twin Orpingtons out there. I named them Loretta and Patsy. And Patsy passed away over the winter, and I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the whole thing about why the noise was made. I mean, she's not really saying anything other than it wasn't that bad. So I don't know if she thinks that maybe there was an overreaction or something, but I'm not getting.
And see,
why.
that would be her too. That would be her to say that.
Yeah, I was like
seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what she would say.
And
oh,
she's
come
kind
on.
of like, it's not that.
That
it wasn't
is,
all that, and she's like laughing.
Would
about
she
it.
not, Sam? That is exactly what she would say. Now upstairs in that bathroom is where we hear things break, and we've never found anything broken, not once. But it sounds like someone has thrown a glass against a wall, and we've never found it.
Paul's wife was still alive when he died?
Yes.
So
Is she still?
I would say she's passed. A couple of times, and I have pictures, it was a small child's handprint, like it was maybe a 3 or 4 year old. And this is it stopped probably 3 or 4 years ago. It just finally stopped. I started taking pictures of it and it stopped. But they would be like it had, like a child had climbed the stairs and had muddy prints on that side. I watched a dark figure walk through around here and stood by Mike's side for, I could hear my heart in my ears. I'd never my whole life seen anything. And it kind of flowed. And it stood by his side, and then I thought, please don't come to my side, I will just die. And it walked right out. I never ever saw it again. And this was Lynn and Paul's room too.
Right. It was him.
Okay.
But there was no harm. He's kind of like coming through now. There's a strange man in my bed,
Okay.
but I think he didn't know why.
Okay.
So
Okay.
but he's not acting like it pissed him off. He just didn't understand.
Another hot spot for me. It's very, very hard to come in here at night, go to the bathroom at night. It's just, but this spot comes and goes. Ooh.
Oh man, I got like this really weird, like right here pushing down on my head.
Yeah, see, this is hard for me.
Was this here when the previous owner was here? This part of the house?
This is the room Paul supposedly was found dead in. He did fall. This tile is different, but it was other tile. They said that he had busted his head. But he did have cancer, but they said he did have a head injury because he fell. He was in the shower and he supposedly.
Did you change the bathroom or is it exactly like it was? The shower was here.
Yep.
Toilet was there.
Only thing different is State Farm took the toilet. This is a new toilet. Everything else is the same. Painted different.
Do you think that the toilet that was here before that was taken out had been changed not too long before?
It had been.
Because the crash you heard was him hitting that toilet and busting the back off.
That would make sense. Okay. Okay.
I mean, the whole thing, it's almost like I can sort of see him losing his balance and kind of going down and sort of hits so hard that the back busted. And I want to say it actually caused a leak.
Okay.
From the back of the toilet.
Okay.
And that the toilet had been replaced after him.
Okay.
That's why I asked, was there a different toilet and was that one different from probably when he lived here?
Yeah, because they asked me if I had put that toilet in because they said that was new piping. I said, we never touched it. We looked at the house, put a bid on it, got it, and we've not been in the house at all because they said that it was a newer plumbing,
right.
And there was a fitting that.
From him falling against it, it messed up the toilet. When we headed into the house, Joyce and Shelley went upstairs to do a quick walkthrough before we actually went up with the cameras. They were taking the EMF detector and checking for different things in different rooms. And there was a particular room that had everything set up exactly like it was in Lisa's mom's house. When Joyce went in there with the EMF detector, she detected a lot of current. It was jumping up and down into the red area, and it seemed to fluctuate up and down. I followed up by coming up with the camera people and to actually do the investigation in there. And I picked up on why Joyce was losing EMF in one area and picking it up in another. Surprisingly enough, it was a spirit of a child jumping up and down on the bed. That made the EMF detector go off at different times and off at different times. When we actually started taking the EMF detector and moving it in the same rhythm that I was seeing the jumping, it followed through.
I can't figure out what electrical would be in the middle of the room.
Flip the light off and see if it's that. Nope. Turn it so he can get it.
Is there a heated blanket or anything on here?
There is not. No.
It's somebody jumping on the bed.
Okay.
Do you play in here often?
I think a session should be done in here with the REM pod.
She says that he looks Amish, but he's older than Amish. He has coveralls on.
Coveralls.
My niece, I didn't.
There's a lot of coveralls on this property. I don't know what that is.
Coveralls. My niece at the end of the hallway saw a little boy through the hallway, and that's the first time she's been up here.
He's
probably
not like
7
tiny,
years.
tiny, but
Yeah.
I would say between 5 and 7 is what I get.
But she's like, oh, he's running through
but
the
kind
hallway.
of tall for his age.
Okay.
Like,
Lengthy, almost blonde hair. I don't want to sound like I'm you. I'm not at your level, but I kind of feel like blonde hair.
Well, I
Almost
think
like
he's
a
listening.
light hair.
because he's like,
Because now I'm getting 3 here, and I wasn't getting 3 here before.
I think he's. After my initial walkthrough and kind of a quick sweep of the house, we all decided to take a break before we went into ITC sessions and a lot of filming. So we go outside to get a little bit of air. We're outside, and Joyce was kind of tagging along behind. She comes out, walks through the front porch, and there was a child's electronic toy. And the toy just randomly went off. And right away, she jumped right into grabbing her phone and filming and interacting. It appeared like there was a child spirit actually interacting back and forth with her. Now, whether it was a spirit or just a malfunctioning electronic toy, we don't know.
So it counts? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody answered. How come nobody answered?
Put a letter block in the yellow rectangle.
Uh-oh, we don't have a letter block. Do you like that letter? Do you like the letter? That's what went in, M. This is fun.
Come on, everyone, explore 5 sides of fun. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You timed that just right. Do you ever hear it laugh before?
No, I mean, that's pretty impressive there.
Joyce and Shelley decided to do an ITC session to see if they could get more information. What they picked up on was pretty interesting and a little bit sad at the same time. It was as though the spirits were talking about a little girl, possibly their daughter, that was apparently sick and in a lot of pain. They made mention that the medicine wasn't working, and they even said the name Penelope.
Who was jumping on the bed before?
Ghostbox or Ghostbuster?
Something.
Is somebody talking about us?
Hi.
Hi.
Our door.
Who said hi? What's your name?
And I just.
Let's try the color of the bedspread. Can you tell me the color of the bedspread? I heard it right away.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So, for people.
Can you tell me the names of the people who live here? Can you tell me who the man is who lives here?
Our pretty clear.
Cut his hand? I heard he cut his hand too.
How did he cut his hand?
In the field? I picked up very, very clearly in that session that you may have hurt your hand in the field.
Yeah, these 2 fingers were taken completely off.
In the field?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How was that
Got a
done?
green light on that.
Yeah.
How was that done?
It was done on a V-belt on an air compressor.
Oh,
Okay.
they told us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's at least what I heard. I'm not sure if you heard it real
Cut your
time.
hand.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
It took this. It totally degloved 2 fingers.
They've actually said
I asked her and I can't remember. Can you tell me who the man is who lives here?
Our pretty family.
cut his hand. I heard he cut his hand too.
How did he cut his hand? How many people are here who used to live on this property?
I'm stuck. You need help?
Is that my name?
Who do you love? I heard I love you.
How old is the child that was jumping on the bed?
10. 10.
Who was smoking in the hallway? Why did we smell smoke?
Here.
You can smell it? Is there anything you would like us to know? You're stuck on what?
Somebody talking about their soul?
Would you like help crossing over to the light?
Where?
Thank you.
Is Mr. Kelsey here with us?
Maybe this will be better. Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? Thank you.
Great. Very good.
So I know you're understanding us.
Cup? Did you say cup? Is there anything we can help you with?
30.
Is there anything that we can do for you while we're here? We're not going to be here too long. We'd love to help you while we're here. Now's the chance.
Can anybody tell me why the child isn't with its parents?
Difficult.
Difficult? Is it difficult to speak?
Our daughter.
What's your daughter's name?
No.
Okay, we're gonna stop this session and go to the next one. So if you have something else you want to say, moving out, you have something else you want to say, you can come to the next session, all right? Thank you.
Thank you.
In the first ITC session that was done outside by Shelley and Joyce, they were in the back near the barn area. And we had actually gotten some communication about a silo and a barn. There used to be a barn back there at one point and also a silo. And in our session, we actually got the word silo. There also was some other information that came out about the possibility of a runaway slave and also a little bit about how the silo was destroyed.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, who's here with us?
Who are we speaking with? Bob. Bob? How many are you? How many are there? Bill. Bill? How many of you? Find him. Those who are speaking with us, how are you attached to this land?
Did you live on this land?
No.
What draws you here if you didn't live here? I heard somebody say David. Did you come here for David?
Can somebody tell me what this over here once was, what I'm pointing to? What was that?
Sorry, technical difficulty.
So
It happens?
It happens. It does happen. So then I'm going to ask you, can anybody tell me what this once was behind us?
That's
Can somebody say silo? Can somebody tell me what happened to that silo?
As you saw in our interview with Mike, he expressed his concern about some areas of the now current barn that him and his son were extremely uncomfortable. So that was where we wanted to focus on with our ITC session. During that session, we actually got some information telling us that they didn't mean to harm or scare or even kill anyone, and that everything was okay.
Anybody we're talking to here, are you a farmer?
Who's the woman that keeps speaking who talks very softly?
Something. Who's hanging out in the barn? What's your name?
Grant? Oh, you made it to the chicken.
Who's hanging out here?
Who's giving Mike chills?
Me? What's your name? So we know that you're understanding us. Can you say the word Nova? Very good. Can you tell me what year it is right now?
Can someone tell us how they died? Who's the child? If we can't tell what you're saying, we'll be able to tell when we play this back. So please just continue to answer as best you can. Is there anything else you want us to know before we move on to the next section?
We moved into the living room area of the house and did a session as a group. It was a pretty cool area because it had a lot of things in there of Lisa's mom. So we wanted to get all together in that area. What happened was just before Dave even started the ITC equipment, our camera picks up what appeared to be a little boy or a child's voice saying, Papa. After we actually started the ITC communication, we got some really interesting stuff.
Okay, for those that are here that we cannot see, I first want to tell you, we're here to help you. We're not here to make fun of you. We have a deep respect for you, and we truly want to help you. And before we leave today, you have my word that we will pray for the light of God to take you home. I hope that you will be able to communicate with us and help us. We would like to hear your story. My name is Dave. And again, we're here out of respect for you, not to capitalize or to make fun of you. So I'm going to turn this on. It would mean a great deal to us if you would communicate with us. Okay. Why are we not working? Stand by, please. Can somebody here tell me your name? Yes, my name's David. Who is this? Pete? How old are you, Pete? 5? He's 6? Can you do me a favor, please? So I know that you can see me. How many fingers am I holding up? 5? How many now? Look carefully. How many fingers am I holding up? 2. How many children are here? 3. What are your names? I know there's a Pete. Who else is here? Can you tell me what month this is? No, I can't. What month is it? Can you tell me? I'm going to try a different software. Maybe. Bye.
Hey.
Judy, are you here?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. And Michael.
You said it. You like Mike? Michael, that was very clear. Physical world, you're in the spiritual world. Do you understand that?
Right.
Trying to. I'm sure it's very difficult. I like you too. I want to thank all of you right now for communicating with us. I'm going to switch to another device again. We do this, and I know it may be kind of hard, but we do this to find out what software works best for you. So we're going to switch real quick. How's this one? You've been trying, yeah. I got the same thing. Can someone say candy corn? I thought I heard corn. Say candy corn.
Yes, thank you.
He's thanking you. I want to help you. I heard help us. Who do you want? Who's asking for help? Open. What do you want open? I want to help. What is it that you want open? I know. It's important that you ask, what is it you want me to do? Open what? What is it you want me to do?
Open ask.
What do you want me to do? Pray. Ohio.
I heard Ohio.
What's my name? David. Yeah. You know my name? For validation, somebody please say carrot top. Thank you. That was very good. Who said that? You see how pretty that was carrot top. It was Alfred? He said not. Yeah. Alfred said not.
Oh, boy.
Can somebody tell me who I'm pointing to? Who's this guy over here?
No.
No, that's not Alfred. Who is this that I'm pointing to? Hello? Okay, well, shortly we're going to say a prayer to send you home. Are you ready? Doorway. You want to go through the doorway to go home? To cross over? No, it won't hurt. Okay, that won't hurt. You'll be going home to your source. To God. Do not be afraid, okay? I heard something about the light. Show him that light. Alfred, are you helping them out there, bud? About you getting into the bond. Oh, it might be you. Did you get on with it? So patient.
As most of you know, if you've been following AVP Mediums, the crossover ceremony that we do at the end of our sessions is very important to us. It is actually part of our mission, and we like to run ITC equipment in the background while we're doing the crossover. We want to know if there's anything that we need to hear to validate, anything that would let us know what it looks like when you cross over, or if they see loved ones. It's interesting and important to us. And if you watch at the end of this episode, you will see there were bits and pieces. And we all, as a team, felt excited about it and were able to share the little things we heard in real time while we were doing the crossover.
Are you guys ready? You getting excited?
I've been ready. Something about I've been ready.
Everybody, hold hands. Right. Father, once again, we come to you. Send somebody from that light to let them know they should not be afraid, to not fear you. Send your love and your angels to take them home. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation. Take them up, Lord. Bring them home. Spirit, you have nothing to feel guilty about. Rejoice in the light of the Father. We ask that you send an angel to bring home the little ones that are here. Send the parents, the loved ones of all those who are reluctant to go. Send them, escort them home into your light and into your love. I didn't hear anything.
I heard either I'm crossing or she's crossing.
I heard Alfred for sure.
I did hear Alfred.
I heard peace, hope, who's coming up. I heard up.
Somebody was happy. I thought it was Uncle Martin. They saw Uncle Martin or Martin.
and then thank you.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
This next one, they don't get to do a crossover because it's too spooky. And they could only do like 20 minutes of it. I'm trying to find the one they did. Donna, I know it would touch you too. There was this one spirit in this one house, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. But like, I think he was talking about his dog or something, like missing his dog, and that's why he was stuck. Which I never understand how that happens. But who am I to say? I don't know. But when they did the crossover, you hear this barking all of a sudden, and you hear this guy screaming with joy. It was just so touching and beautiful. They have so many episodes. I gotta try and I gotta watch them all to try and find that one again. But I know you would love to hear that one, Donna. Oh yeah, it gets dark early now thanks to the solstice. All right, let me get this one up. It would help to not hit leave studio. I mean, yeah, that would do it. Oh, they have different songs. Like he's mixed up the his theme song and the end screen credits a lot over the years. They've evolved. They used to do one episode. They'd go there one day and then just do the investigation. And then he put the episode up and listen to everything and annotate it. So that way he knew exactly what their issues were. And then he'd come back like a week later and then cross them over and do a video, two separate episodes, like part one and part two. But now he combines them all because that's a lot of work. But this one's a particularly creepier one, I remember. It's called It's Under the Bed. Ooh, creepy.
Welcome to EVP Mediums episode number 75, titled It's Under the Bed. This episode actually is in my hometown of Lorain, Ohio. The client is an acquaintance of ours, and she knew that we did paranormal investigating. So she stopped by the house one evening asking questions about how we do our investigation and how we arrive at what's going on. We talked a little bit about it, and she explained to us that she's very open to spiritual activity. In fact, she grew up with family members that were gifted and that, she wasn't afraid at all. But she's got something different going on in her bedroom. So she asked us if we could come out and do an investigation and see if we could figure out what exactly is going on. She had told us prior to going there that she had a lot of collectibles, and she said, "You're going to be shocked at how many things I have in my house." When we got there, there was a lot of collectibles, things that people had given her throughout the years or that she collected on her own, but they were very meticulously placed in the home and very well done. But it's possible that the activity and all of the overwhelm from being there with me was because of the items in the house. But what was going on in the bedroom was completely different.
For those of you that are here tonight, we're going to try to communicate with you. We're going to start with Randy, who's our medium. He can pick up impressions from you. Our goal here is to try to help you. We're going to be using a lot of different technologies tonight. We'd like to hear your story. We do this out of respect and love. We do not do this to make fun of you. This is not something that, we're going to come in, get evidence and run out, and say we're done. At the end of this, we're going to help you the best way that we can.
I mean, it's pretty evident there's a lot of stuff here. And along with that, I believe there's a lot of spirit here because I feel overwhelmed. And I guess I've used this description once before. I feel like the only adult in a room full of children, and I'm being poked at to talk. There's not anything in particular that's sticking out to me in here other than I'm still got anxiety.
The weird thing is I do too, and I normally don't. I can
Yeah.
feel it in my chest.
To me, it's like there's a whole lot going on, but I can't put a finger on exactly what it is. But there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
So if there's spirit activity because of what you've got here, it could be from anyone or all.
Yeah, well, something was here when we bought the house, before we was all the way moved in.
Yeah. How long have you lived here?
20 years.
And do you have other children?
I have 2 boys.
Do you know?
They weren't raised here though.
Do you know of anybody in your family that may have used an Ouija board here?
No. Yeah, we all know better than that.
Problem is you don't know from other families, but yeah.
I mean, it's like
I work like a man all day long, so when I get home, it's like it's foo-foo heaven.
Well, you've done the foo-foo. But it's like every single little thing. It's like you
Stays
put
on that side of the bed, right there where you're at.
Good.
On this side?
Now, when you
humping across the bottom of the bed, it goes
jumps right on,
there.
and you feel the bed move, or
Oh, I feel the bottom of the bed move when it comes out from under the damn bed.
okay.
Okay, you hear the floor, and then you feel it easing itself up on the bottom of the bed, and then it'll be right there.
Does it
And after
remind you of a
couple
dog?
minutes, it just stays still, but you know it's there.
You mentioned that you had a dog before.
I had 3 dogs.
That you allowed in the bed.
Oh yeah, they all slept in bed.
Does it to you feel
But
like
they've been
anyone in
gone
particular?
They had to be put down, I think, in 2013 because they was 14 years old.
Yeah,
So,
but if
yeah,
they're getting energy still, I mean, they can be around a long time.
But I've never noticed anything,
It's just in the last 2 years. But the trigger could be the puppy. You know what I mean? It was fine until you brought the puppy in.
That's the only thing I've walked through this house. Like, what did I get when I got that dog in?
Yeah.
I can't think of nothing new I got with the dog.
There were a lot of different things going on, some new experiences. Just stuff that none of us were used to. And there's some things that you'll see later where, we're going through this, and at the end, Jeff's like, is this normal? And no, it certainly wasn't. Our first session was in the bedroom, and we just did it. We're just going to do a traditional EVP where Dave's going to record on his phone, he'll hit the recorder, ask some questions, we'll wait a little bit, then we'll stop it, we'll play it back, see if you pick anything up. Well, pulls out his phone to do the first one, and it's already recording. Nobody's hit anything, nothing, it's just going. So we let it go and stopped it, played it back. And that was our first evidence, like concrete evidence that maybe something here doesn't want us here too.
Thank you.
All right, my name's Dave. First, we're going to try a standard method. I'm just going to do a recording. If you could try to speak to us, I would greatly appreciate it.
You want infrared?
Leave the light on. We'll just go at this. How's it looking? Is that bright enough in there? Yeah, okay.
That looks good.
Okay. All right, so try that again. That was weird. I didn't hit the record button and start recording on its own.
Oh.
Can you do that again? Can you press that record button? Well, let's find out if it said anything. What the You guys like something about leave this house?
What the hell?
Just leave this house? You must leave this house?
What?
And there's no explanation for that interference.
No.
That should be a crystal clear recording of us talking. There's okay. That was pretty good. I'm impressed. So we're going to do another recording, and we're going to be silent. And can you please? My name's Dave. What is your name? Can you tell me why you're here? What's your story? Tell me your story. Okay, I'm going to stop and listen to see if you're able to communicate to us.
Perfect.
Yeah, but that beginning wasn't. It cut off my intro.
Yeah, where's your talking?
Yeah, because I said my name's Dave.
Yeah.
And I mean right off the bat, and it's not there.
Let it run. I think it's maybe the fan.
That's the fan there.
It's cutting out your voice.
Yeah, intentionally. Everything I said is not on here. All my talking is removed.
Yeah.
There's something there. I won't know until I put it on the computer.
Uh-huh.
Not a single damn thing I said is on here.
You never had that happen?
No. No, there's something there. That's not me. Almost as like I hate you. Just saying, get out of my room. It's a female. Get out of my room. Real soft. Okay, on camera?
Yeah.
Okay. What we just experienced here is I just did a recording. As you see, we're blended through for our records and documentation's sake. Everything that I said was removed from the recording. It's as if I wasn't speaking. Very reminiscent of The Conjuring. Ed and Lorraine Warren,
Yeah.
when they recorded their clients, everything that they asked the clients was not there.
Was stripped.
Yeah. Can you tell me my name? Who asked for help? Are you related to the person that lives here? You are? What's your name? Are there spirits from the light here? Who must run? Can someone here tell me, is there a spirit dog here? Is there a dog with you? Said, yeah, 3. I thought I heard 3. What's my name? What's my name? Who is this? What's your name? How many spirits are here? Hello? Can someone here say hello to me? How many spirits are here? 10. 10. That's twice I heard 10. There's 10 spirits here? Are there any children here? Yeah. How many dogs are here? How many spirit dogs? Can somebody tell me what color is this box? Yeah. That was really good. Can you tell me what color is the top of that thing right here I'm pointing to? What color is that? Red. What color is my shirt? Is that black? Can someone here say, hi, Jeff? Wave your hand, Jeff. So, all right, that's Jeff. Can someone say hi to Jeff? Hi. Hi. Can you say his name? Yeah, I heard Jeff several times. Does somebody know my name? What's my name? David. What's the cameraman over here? What's his name? Steph. Did I say Steph?
I heard my last name.
Really? What's his last name? Burke.
Yeah. How do you know my last name? Someone tell you?
What's my last name? What's my last name? Did you notice something interesting about that session? They knew our last names. They not only knew my last name, but they called me an asshole. Whether that's legitimate or not, that's irrelevant. The fact is they knew my last name, but they also knew Stefan's last name. Now, our experience has shown that earthbound spirits, those that did not cross over, they do not have this kind of knowledge. They're not able to read minds. So right there's a red flag that we're dealing with something that's not human. We then, after this session, move into the living room to communicate with spirits. And we start off, and you notice we have used some different technologies in this investigation. And during our ITC session, the first, we get some really good communication with a spirit who comes through pretty clear with the name of Tom. But we also, again, get some strange communication. In fact, quite insulting. They call me a vulgar name. And, that's a little bit unusual for just earthbound spirits. So these type of things started building as we're doing this investigation. We're starting to see some patterns here that we don't like. That's reminiscent of some of our darker cases. My name's David. Can you tell me your name? Yes, Dave. Yes, Dave. What do you, yeah, my name's Dave. Who is this? I'm going to try to help you to go up. Do you want to go to the light? You ready to go to the light? Can I ask you something? Is Alfred here? Lighthouse. Did you hear our conversation? You think that was funny? Doggy? How many fingers am I holding up? 5. What's my name? Dave? Who's this? What's his name?
I think I heard
Doggy. They keep talking about the dog. Did you used to live here? Who said Sandusky? Who's saying Sandusky? Can you say apple? Say apple. Is there a Patrick here? Jesse? Jesse, how old are you?
Welcome to Spiritus.
Jesse, are you here?
Yeah.
Say Jesus. I want to help you.
Lord. Good luck.
Good luck. I don't know. Were you guys ever able to pick up anything in real time?
Not a whole lot.
There were snippets. I know they said my name several times clear. I thought they said your name. What concerns me is I don't feel like Alfred's here.
I don't either, because usually he clearly says he's here.
Yeah. And if that's true, that would be the first case that I know of other than spirits of the land.
So I've been the tech supervisor with AVP Mediums for a few years now. I know every piece of equipment that we have. I actually get a lot of guff for how particular I am about how things go back in cases. I'm set with it. I know what my equipment can do. For this session, Jeff and Randy and I went back into the bedroom to do some EVPs. And this time we went dark mode. We were using infrared. We got the night vision going. We wanted to see how Randy reacted to this room and how the spirits reacted to Randy. They had both picked up energy that just felt like a portal was in the bedroom. And while we didn't have any audio interference this time, everything worked great with that. There is this pulsating light that you'll see that's coming from behind the camera. It's coming from behind me. And there's absolutely nothing that could possibly be doing that of this world. It really makes you wonder if maybe that is the energy of the portal that they felt.
Why are you giving us anxiety?
Did you have a heart condition?
If there's an item in this room that you have an attachment to, what is it?
Your recorder's picking something up.
Based on what we were picking up in real time, we felt that a strong, and especially what the client was describing in her bedroom, we thought that a strong, forceful type prayer removal was warranted. So we focused on the bedroom. I go in and I start praying, but I also use an authoritative voice in the name of God and of Jesus to remove anything that is unholy or unclean in that room. But something just felt off. And upon reviewing the evidence, we did hear, and you will see titled, what we are picking up on, some very soft Class B EVPs. And they do seem to be understanding what's going on as far as what I was doing. And neither of us, Randy nor I, really felt as if anything was crossing at that point. Father, we ask that you send down your angels. Something doesn't feel right. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, in His name, I order you, whatever you are, to leave this room. You are not welcome here. This room does not belong to you. You are not of the physical plane, therefore you have no authority to be here. What are you feeling?
Same pressure. I was hoping to feel something leave.
Yeah. Father, we ask that you send your angels, send your energy into this room. We ask, Lord, that you cleanse this room. We know that all you have to do is speak it and it shall be done. Protect the woman that lives here and those that live here against anything that is unholy, unclean, or not of you.
We head into the living room where we perform our traditional crossover. We opted to not use ITC during this session because we had focused so intently on trying to get across the intent of what was necessary in the bedroom to try to clear out whatever negative was in there. So we, at that point, decided that we would talk to the client about maybe having us come back and do a complete cleansing from top to bottom where we use holy incense and just work our way through the home and focus very strongly on the bedroom. What we did was focus on the bedroom. We did also remember that in the past, there was 2 mirrors in that room facing each other. It's a belief in the paranormal field that 2 mirrors across from each other can create a portal. And we did feel as though there might have been a portal in that bedroom that might have been allowing in this negativity that was causing the problem. We did come back a week later and we performed another cleansing where we did use the incense. Unfortunately, after leaving a couple days later, the client called and said that it didn't work, that this was still going on in the bedroom. At that point, we did recommend that she contact a priest. She did. The priest came out and also performed a cleansing and blessed the home. Again, unfortunately, she contacted us and said it didn't work. So we are still in the process of giving her other options to try to help take care of the issue.
I guess I'll share one more episode and then end it. I don't know. What do you think? This one is like 40 some minutes long. They do a crossover in this one, which I like.
Welcome to EVP Mediums, case number 74. The case that brought us out of retirement. We actually were going to dissolve EVP Mediums just simply because of our work schedules. Our lives became very hectic. But thank God this case snapped us back into reality. Our client contacted us and sent us some photographs that they took on their property. They've been having a lot of activity in the house. They've been scared for several years of very bizarre things happening. But then they find their rooster on the property. They went out one morning and the rooster was dead. So thinking that it may be fox, it may be coyotes, he set up a trail cam. And it took motion activated over 80 photographs in one night. And then there was a series of 4 photographs where it looks like, as you see here, it looks like it begins to fog up in a mist. And then it actually takes form into a very compelling image of what appears to be an apparition of a woman in a dress. We head out to Oberlin, Ohio to begin our investigation, number 74, Haunted. And as usual, Randy starts off our investigation with his walkthrough of the property.
Feeling some stuff, are you? Yeah, all week long there's been a female spirit that's been just driving me crazy. And I know it's weird, but she's barefooted. And she roams like aimlessly, and she's in hysterics looking for something. And I think she's looking for a child, like she can't find her kid. And she's just panic stricken. And I don't a lot of times get names. Sometimes I'll get a letter or nothing. But the name Molly has been in my head all week long, which is odd for me to have that just hang out with me. I also feel like there's a lot of activity here from the area and also from that house. There's a whole lot of sadness to me in that house. The female is all over the place. And I think she might be from that house or have something to do with it. Just looking at that house, it looks sad. It looks very sad. And it almost has a lonely sadness to it. There's a whole lot of connection to the farm.
With the female?
And the woman, but there's also a man.
Okay.
And I don't think there's a correlation between the two.
Okay, so they're two separate.
Right.
Don't have anything to do with one another.
Right. He is more, I guess the word might be dread. If you could picture somebody like wrenching themselves, like, oh God, oh God. Let me look first.
Okay.
Before you tell us anything.
Okay.
Because I'm getting some really weird vibes from all of this. I have like
Palpitation?
Yeah, and heaviness in my chest.
EVP, electronic voice phenomenon. Sometimes you can capture this on your cell phone, tape recorders, or digital recorders. In this segment, we actually found astounding, we want to call it class AAA EVP. We actually caught this on the camera itself that me and Stefan did not hear, but it's amazing to what you can hear because there's nobody talking in the room, and then these voices come out clear as day.
Is it still him, or is it
No, it's him.
What do you hear?
Moans.
What do you hear?
Moans. Like sadness, moans, and I just have this like almost like gut-wrenching feeling. I don't know.
You have no idea.
He's killing himself. He paced a lot. He was pacing. He paced a lot. He was pacing. And he was looking, and he'd look out and just stare. And then he'd go to the back and he'd stare and then sit down and deliberate. And it stewed. It wasn't something that he just walked in and decided, this is it.
So it took him a while.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back outside for a few minutes?
Yeah, because I can't breathe too well.
Better?
Yeah, but my
It's
chest
lighter.
hurts.
It's still heavy, but it's lighter out here.
Yeah, my chest hurts real bad.
Did you bring it?
This up here is just kind of craziness, like just messing with you.
Really?
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's just messing with you. Again, you've got different stuff going on here. You got the guy over there. You got the hysterical woman outside, and you've got pranksters. So, like I said, and I even said it in my outside interview when we first got here before we even came up, there's a lot of activity in this area. I told you about the house down the street and how many there were there. It's a busy road. It's been a main passageway for probably hundreds of years, you know, going through Oberlin, the whole thing. So you're on, for, you know, Cordy terms, supernatural highway right here. So there's everything in the world going right through here.
So it would be in this vicinity. So it would be in this vicinity.
It's weird because I almost feel like I could just see heads popping up.
Really?
Like looking at me.
So like maybe they were hiding to go on further?
Possibly, yeah. But yeah, it's almost like when I look that way, it's like.
This is where I saw, well, I had someone come and do a cleansing here, and he saw a big black thing crawl up this wall. And then this is where my husband sleeps, and that's where the big black figure was standing over him. The day after he did the cleansing, I have under the bed, I have a medal, and it's the Blessed Mother and Saint Anne. And I have the same one up here, this medal, and I thought it actually flung out, but it was taken out of the box that's in here, and it was laying on the floor. So, and this is for after Bill's mom died, the next 3 nights I saw big white, just a floating head in this doorway. It woke me up in the middle of the night, and it was a big, I like you couldn't make the figure out exactly, but it was a floating head.
After Randy's initial walkthrough, it's customary for the team to do an interview with the clients. Shelley was unavailable to do an interview at this time, so Dave stepped in. During a client interview, the clients are going to explain to us exactly what they are experiencing in the home, and we can gain some more information about what's going on.
Now, all of you have had some experiences in the home? You have not, right?
She
Right.
hasn't, but she's
Kind of
knows
heard and
from
yeah.
my
Okay.
childhood.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you first, I mean, who first noticed something? And when did you get to the point, okay, we got something going on here?
I mean, that was before we even lived here.
Yeah.
We just bought the house, and
It's probably you.
and it's a very uncomfortable feeling here at night, just in general.
It's
Outside,
mostly in the
inside,
middle of
it's
the
like
night.
you always feel like
Middle of the night.
somebody's watching.
Okay.
No matter what I do, I feel like there's somebody like right around me watching everything I do.
What are some of the more dramatic things that you felt compelled to reach out to us that, okay, it's not our imagination, something's going on in this home?
Well, I've had instances with pretty loud noises. At one point, I was upstairs and I was here alone, and it sounded like someone was beating on the ceiling in the basement with a stick. It was very loud, and I went to the basement, opened the basement door, started to go down there, stopped, just abruptly stopped. There's no damage to any drywall or anything in there. Nothing was contacting the ceiling. It was loud, very noticeable. We've heard a lot of different like activity down there. I mean, it sounds like somebody's down there sometimes, and you know, it'll just be me and Amory at the house. Nobody's down there. Animals aren't down there. They don't like to go down there.
So you can hear noises from sitting like in the living room coming from
Yeah.
upstairs.
And then as soon as you go to the top of the steps and open the door, it just stops.
I've had music playing in the vents. My uncle's picture flew off the wall. My plex unhooked and came down.
Now, when you say it flew off the wall, did it come this way or did it come out?
That one just came down, but Matthew had his picture fly across the room.
Okay. And you witnessed this or saw it fly, or it just?
I heard it, and then I ran to my room and I couldn't, and it was on the other side of the room. And I'm like, why is it here?
Okay. When these pictures came down, they were over here.
Yeah.
And they physically have to be unhooked.
Lifted off the hook.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not hung. They hook together, so you can put them up and put them down to get them off.
We've also caught images from our still camera for the chickens.
Which you sent me, which I found very compelling. Now, what led you to put up the trail cam? What was the prompt
Our
that you do
rooster
that?
got killed.
Yeah, we put that up just for the chickens to make sure no animals were trying to get in the chicken coop. To make sure, because we had
coyotes or fox.
Yeah, it was really to catch any predators, so you know we could nip it in the bud before they killed the chickens.
What was your reaction when you saw that?
Well, I debated whether to show her. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I watched them on the camera, and then I brought the camera in and loaded it on my computer to look at it on a big screen, and I blew them up, and I'm trying to figure, what is this? And I looked at the pictures before and after. There's probably 80 pictures that I had taken, and only those 4. It was a clear night, and those 4 are foggy, and the other picture that I sent you, it's
like
clear.
a manifestation.
It was a minute before that, and it's clear night vision picture.
In our first ITC session with the clients, Dave got some good confirmation questions answered by Spirit. One of the questions was, what is Anne-Marie's husband's name? And clearly we got the name Bill. Also, there was mention of Anne-Marie's son, Matt, that there was some concern from Spirits about Matt. Along with that, there was some confirmation of my initial walkthrough. Before the walkthrough of the farmhouse, I mentioned that throughout the week I had been visited by Spirit and that it was a woman and her name was Molly. Now, I don't usually get names, but I did get the name Molly. And what was really interesting was during the ITC session, we got the name Molly. In fact, we got a last name of Witt.
Okay. First, I would like to introduce myself to those that are here that are unseen. We are here to help you and to help our clients. This is your opportunity, and you can help us by trying to validate for us tonight. If you want to go home, we certainly are going to open that light for you to go in, to return home to the Father. So we are going to ask a lot of questions tonight, and some of them I don't want you to feel like we are asking you to perform parlor tricks. We're going to ask you questions that may seem silly, but your cooperation actually will help us greatly, because we will then understand that you understand us and vice versa. So it helps us get that communication going. My name is Dave.
My name is Lisa.
And you already know.
Anne Marie.
Right. So we're going to begin now. We're using a lot of different technologies tonight. Some of these technologies may be easy for some of you to use. Some of it may be hard, but we're going to try to experiment to find out what works best for you to communicate. And I'm going to start that now. Can one of you start off? Can you give me, and I know it's going to be hard because a lot of you want to talk at once. Can you have one person, one spirit here, give me your name, please? Okay, do you remember my name? What is my name? Is it Dave?
I heard Dave.
Yeah. Hi. We're going to help you. All right, for validation, can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up?
One.
No, not one. How many fingers am I holding up? Is there somebody that used to own this land here? I need somebody here to say Walter or Walt.
Lisa.
Okay, we're going to try a different app. Maybe this will be easier for you to communicate with. Hello? Hi. Did you say your name's Ralphie? What is your name? Heard of Jack? Alfred, are you here? Thank you. Hi, Alfred. Alfred, please help them. So we.
Nicole.
Is there a Nicole here? Again, I need validation. How many fingers am I holding up? How many now? How many now? Come on.
I thought I heard.
Is there a Walter here?
What did you say? Matthew.
Did you say Matthew? Did Walt used to live here? Tell them I like.
I just heard Walt again.
Is there any spirit here that means this family harm? Can someone here tell me what month this is? Who is the kid? What's his name? Matt? Are you trying to help Matt? What about Matt? Why is Matt in danger? Poor kid, what? Are you worried about Matt? Are you trying to protect Matt? How can we help you? Was anybody buried on this land?
No.
No? Somebody was shot? Who was shot? The police? Do you want the light open? Yes. Going into the light. Yes. Yes. We will open that light for you, I promise. Where should we go in this home for better communication? What area do you want us to go to communicate? Basement? What is Anne Marie's husband's name? Can you tell me his name?
Bill, I did hear Bill.
Can you tell me who's the woman that walks outside by the chickens? What is her name? She looks like a motherly type or someone who is lost or lonely. Can you tell me her name, please? Is there anybody here who's Catholic? Walter, you're Catholic? Yes? Walter, do you think you're in purgatory?
In our second session of ITC in the master bedroom of the house, we decided to go completely dark, where we turn off all the lights and have our camera have IR so we can't see whatever's going on. Well, the weird thing is that when we turn the IR on the camera and the lights for the IR additional to our camera, the whole room went completely black. We could not see a thing except the phone light and the REM pod we had in the room. Even without that, it's still being unexplainable. Marcia actually got some really good ITC communication through this whole process.
Okay. Yep. This is Marcia in the master bedroom. My name is Marcia. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to me? I have a piece of equipment over here. If you would like to, all you would need to do is touch it and turn the lights on. Can you touch it and turn the lights on for me? Can you tell me your name? Is the woman who wanders around outside here? If she is here, can you please tell me your name? I think I know what your name is, but I really need to hear you tell me. Can you tell me what your name is? Alfred, are you here? Can any of you tell me who the woman outside is? Who's the black mass that they see in the room? Does anyone here want to go into the light? Can you tell me what my name is? I think I heard you say my name. Can you tell me whose bedroom this is? Can you tell me what your name is? Help? Yes, we would like to help. Okay, I'm going to end this session and they're going to move on to another room. Thank you very much for talking to us.
So this was my first investigation with the EVP mediums, and when we started the investigation, I met their son Matt, which I clicked with right away because he liked chickens and I love chickens, so we started talking about breeds. And so once the investigation got started, we went into the basement and we started asking questions, and we could hear things coming out that they seemed to be concerned with him. And they picked up also that he was depressed, and it was amazing to see his reaction to that they were concerned. Yes, why, yes, she is. Okay.
All right. So you can hear everybody?
Yes, I can hear.
All right. So we're down here in the basement. We're going to have our session down here. It's cold. Cold where you are? Who wanted us to come downstairs?
Matt. Are you here to protect Matt? Because Matt's feeling scared here. Are you here to protect Matt? Matt.
What are you protecting him from?
For validation, how many fingers am I holding up? Three.
I heard help.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Alfred, are you here? Is Walter down here? Who's Nicole? Is there a Nicole here? Yes.
Nicole, are you the feminine voice? Are you the one trying to protect Matt? Okay. Why do you think he needs protection?
Yeah, I heard him. Do you think Matt's in pain? Do you want to go to the light?
What can we do to help? Excuse me.
What did you hear? Daddy. How many of you are here? How many spirits are here?
8. Another validation. What's on the table in front of me? What team is it?
I heard the Browns.
Thank you.
What can we do to help you? The light.
Yeah, we will. We'll definitely. We're going to do a crossover. We're going to help you go to the light. There really is nothing to be scared of. It's just love that'll be opened up for you.
seem like I know and I don't.
Portal. I just heard portal. Are you trying to help Matt? Good things? Yeah, Matt is depressed. That is exactly what I heard. Matt is depressed.
The steps will be taken to help. So we will help you. We will.
Cross.
We will help you cross.
In the next ITC session, the team moves into the abandoned farmhouse. It was really amazing to listen to the spirits respond as Dave was asking for them to validate what we were looking for. They counted down in numbers. They said the city's name of Oberlin, and we received some really interesting messages, especially about upstairs, where we found out that the occupant really didn't like his wife.
Hello? Hello? Everybody pray. We're going to pray. Can you say my name? Remember I talked about things that would seem like parlor tricks? It's not. I need you to help me out. How many fingers am I holding up? 5. Yes, thank you. How can we help you? Something about his house.
Yeah, I thought he said I got hurt in his house or something.
Did you take your own life?
He did.
He did? You believe that taking your life was a mortal sin. Is that correct? Alfred, are you here?
What's my name?
Randy.
How did you take your life?
Yeah. Did you shoot yourself?
Why did you take your life?
Again, for validation, how many fingers am I holding up? 2. How many now? 3. How many now? 4. All right, that's very good. I'm very impressed. Can someone here say Oberlin?
What was upstairs? What did you have upstairs? It's customary for EVP mediums to do crossovers at all their investigations. We started with doing a crossover at the farmhouse since there were 2 homes on the property. The farmhouse, we got some pretty interesting stuff since we ran the ITC during the crossover. We got things like it's pretty. I believe we got something like I'm there, but it was pretty compelling. You actually hear some confirmation that spirits are crossing. I did pick up a little bit of a feeling that some spirits crossed. The main spirit I was most concerned about was the male figure in the house. I didn't really pick up whether or not he crossed, but we can only hope.
Turn it up a little bit. Father, we come to you again to ask you to take your children home. A little more up. We ask that you send down the light and the angels to take the souls that are in this room, this house, take them home, Father. May you send their relatives down to greet them. to bring them home to you. What do you see in the light? They're talking to Alfred. What do you see? This property was a little bit different than some of our other investigations, as we actually have 2 locations to do a crossover. So our final location crossover, we go to our client's home, which is right next door. We did not run ITC during this crossover, as we focused more on removal of the spirits for those that would not cross, to make it clear that they were not welcome there. And we actually get our clients involved in stating their intentions. Activity and follow-up with this investigation. Activity still continues at the home, but on a much smaller scale. It could be that some spirits did not cross over and they're remaining there, or new spirits are being attracted because one or more of our clients is gifted. And we believe that client is Anne-Marie.
Yeah.
All right, there's one problem right now you got to rectify. You've got to move that mirror.
This mirror?
Yes. Yeah, you cannot have a mirror facing a mirror. It opens portals. Yeah, as long as, even television screens, you can't have reflection and reflection.
So this is like all the time?
Yeah, you're opening a portal. They're coming in from God knows where. Whatever your intent may be, it's unacceptable. Right? This is a sacred space. This house is, particularly this bedroom, belongs to the homeowners, not you. By the authority of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, by that authority and by the authority of God given to man dominion over this earth, you cannot stay here. You must leave. And it's not just me. The owners of this home
Need to leave. We own this home. This is our home.
We want you to leave.
and they're not welcome here.
You're not welcome here.
We're going to open the light. I urge you to go in that light. That is your choice to not do that, but you cannot stay here. It is unacceptable. But you cannot stay here. It is unacceptable. We ask that you send down the light right here in this home, engulf this home in your love and in your mercy. Send down your angels, Father. Send down their relatives of those that are lost in this purgatory, the plane we call earth that you created, the physical world. They're separated from you, Father, because of fear and guilt. We've been conditioned that because we sinned, because I'm not what society thinks I should be, I'm going to burn in hell. All you spirits, listen to me. The things you have been taught about damnation and, oh, because I made a mistake and I committed adultery, or I stole from an employer, or I, in my youth, drunk, raped a girl that I could never forgive. Whatever the reasons you spirits feel compelled to stay here, look in that light right now. That's your home. That's where the love and the mercy is. There's no judgment there. If you're here because you're gay and you think that you're not worthy, you are so wrong.
God loves everybody.
There is nothing but infinite love there. You were created in perfection. Understand that. You were created in perfection. And there's perfection in that light, and it's time to go home. In Jesus' name, we pray that you send that light. Keep it open, Father, a few moments longer after this prayer for those that were reluctant.
Amazing grace, how sweet.
Amazing Race. I used to like sing that when that show would come on. Never even seen the show, but that's their new theme song. I might as well just continue on till 1 p.m. So, I mean, if you guys gotta go, you gotta go. It's fine. I'm still gonna play it till 1 p.m. I got no life today, most days. Merry fucking Christmas.
Before Randy gets here, we'll have Jennifer ask her to give us a briefing because she talked to the family. We can find out what is exactly going on here and what we can expect in this case. We can make sure that our plan of attack, per se, of our investigation is in line with what they're experiencing. Jennifer, why don't you go ahead and fill us in on what your communication was with the family?
Got a call actually from the wife about activity they were having in the house. Both the girls had activity as well as the son who's moved out.
Jennifer, does there seem to be a concern from the family? Are they fearful of this thing that's in their house, or are they just more curious as to wanting to know answers?
They don't seem to be afraid at all. In fact, they're quite interested in the activity that's going on in the house. And when I spoke with the mother, she's super positive about everything. Everybody's on board. So at least we're not dealing with something fearful.
That's good that they're not fearful. It should make it easier for us to conduct the investigation. It's always good when we have a family that's, open to this, and understand it. Once we know answers, it makes our job a whole lot easier.
Well, I can't wait to meet them. Let's go.
And there's a connection between some of the family members and the spirits, that there's some activity going on there.
When you say connection, what do you mean by connection?
Well, I believe, and Jennifer also felt the same way, that there's a child spirit, not necessarily real young, but that there's a connection between the children there.
It's strange that they're attracted to children. Do you think it's a matter of their energy, or do you think the children may be gifted?
I think that the daughter may be gifted just based on what her mother has said. We'll be able to tell more about that when we actually meet her.
Right.
But it did seem as though she was pretty open to it and that she was attracting the spirits.
Okay, tell me, what was your first experience here in the house that was a little bit unusual?
It was like 6 in the morning, and I was getting breakfast, and I went upstairs, and I saw it was about like this tall, a figure walking into my room.
What do you remember feeling when you saw that figure?
I was a little freaked out, so I still had to go back upstairs.
And have you had any other experiences?
Yeah, but it wasn't as clear. I was getting cereal, and in this room right over here, I just saw a figure out of the corner of my eye.
Okay. And Levi, are you living in the house now?
No, I moved out about 2 years ago.
Okay.
I want to say.
So tell me about, I know you were the first one to have an experience here, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that one room that your sister's now in, correct?
Yep.
So tell me about that experience for you. How did it happen?
Sleeping. That's probably my junior year of high school, I think. And woke up in the middle of the night, saw this black figure sitting at the end of my bed. I thought it was my mom waking me up for school, because she did every morning. And I blinked a few times and it was gone. And I was like, what time is it? Because I thought it was my mom. It was like 3 in the morning. I know I was here home alone one summer, probably same year, junior year, high school. And I was down here making food for lunch. And my door upstairs slammed by itself. No windows were open, nothing like that. So there's no airflow going through the rooms.
Did you go to investigate?
Kind of.
A little bit.
I went upstairs and was like, holy crap.
So that was when you moved out of that room, right?
Yes, and I started sleeping down here in this room.
Have you had any experiences in this room?
2. I've had 2 in here. One night they were on vacation. I was house sitting for the dogs, and I was laying here watching TV, lights on and everything, and getting ready for bed, go to work, turned off everything, TV, lights, left that light on right over there, and I laid down, shut my eyes, and you heard the switch go off by itself. The light turned off.
What did you do?
Turn it on. I was like, I didn't know if it was real, and I'm like, there's no way. I just heard that and it switched off, but it did. I've seen orbital lights back here, and one actually hit me, and right when it hit me, like it flew right in front of me. It seemed like went this way. Right when it hit me, I got depressed. Like I just felt super sad.
And how long have you guys lived here in this home?
17 years. 18 years. Approximately 17 years.
Can you tell me, when did the activity begin for you? What's the first thing that you remember?
The first thing I remember specifically was when we were bringing groceries in. We had just gotten back from grocery shopping, and I was unloading, taking it all out of the bags in the kitchen, and in our bedroom, our TV had turned on very loudly and it was white noise, and I kind of yelled, "Kids, you need to turn that down and turn the channel." Nothing happened, so I went in there and nobody was in there, you know?
Well, I mean, I had something happen when my daughter was smaller.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I was in the other room watching TV, and she was just starting to walk. I was watching music videos, and all I remember, all of a sudden, I just sort of like froze up. Started to see something come out of the TV that was black.
Oh, yeah.
The microwave was up against that wall, but I remember seeing a loaf of bread actually go along. Wow. You know, that happened. We've had stuff get knocked over before, like in our bathroom.
Pennies fall from things.
Yeah, in the middle of the night when I'm walking around. So, I mean, there's just numerous little things.
And I feel like we're crazy sometimes because people think
these things are real. Later formed EVP mediums with the mission to let people know you're not crazy. These things are real. You know, we've formed a lot of EVPs. Just before we would hear the EVP would be preceded by a knocking noise, as if someone took their hand and knocked on a wall, or a puncture noise. Why this is, I don't know. We've done some research and read a lot on the internet. There are many other teams that have reported the same thing, is that EVPs are often preceded by a knocking noise.
You're going to see as you watch this presentation that we got the same name more than once, although sometimes it was David, sometimes it was Dave. We think Dave is our Dave, and David is a spirit that's introduced in the first session.
Years later, formed EVP mediums with the mission to let people know you're not crazy. These things are real. You know, we've formed a lot of opinions, you know, over the years of investigations. That's a lot of opinions, you know, over the years of investigations. That's what we're hoping to do for you, is help you to find out, determine what's here. As far as baseline right now, we are getting absolutely no hits on either meter, on either range. Detection. Anywhere. I'm picking up on close range proximity, and that's normal. Okay, this is your room over here?
my daughters, my 15-year-old daughters. And it used to be my
Sons?
sons.
Okay, so this is where the majority of activity.
Well, I mean, he freaks him out. He don't like to be in there. But it doesn't bother Evie. She's fine. She doesn't care. She doesn't seem to care.
Okay, we get again no EMF whatsoever, not even a flicker. So it would be interesting to see if, based on this and the initial sweep, if we do get a response suddenly, then it would be out of the normal range.
What is your name? It almost sounded like David. David? Is your name David? David, maybe I should ask instead of how old you are you an adult or a child? That's the age. Can you tell me your age? Why did you come to me? Okay, so let's try your name again. This is a different technology. It might be easier for you. Did I hear David?
Here.
Okay. So we did understand David. David, can you... How many spirits in all are here? I get 10? 10 to 15. Yeah. The dog? So it's obvious that the spirits know what's going on in this family, because when I asked them what the dog's name is, they say it's Penelope. Evie gets that right away. I did not know the dog's name, so it's a good thing Evie was there. As you keep listening, you'll hear them talk about us filming. They know we're filming, and they seem upset about it. They want us to stop filming. Why would that be? Can you tell me the dog's name? The dog's name? Look. Yeah. Would you let me? And it's fine.
Evie doesn't seem to be very upset or concerned about the activity that's going on in the house, which as a medium concerns me a little bit. She might possibly be a sensitive herself, and therefore it's really not scary to her. And that might be interpreted by the spirits as an invitation. And we all really caution people to be careful when you invite spirits into your house when you really don't know what type of spirit it is.
Would you let me? And it's fine. Did you used to come to Levi also?
We noticed when reviewing the tapes that when Joyce asked the question, do you come to Levi at night? There was a completely different feeling in the room. And then we got an EVP. There was a much darker voice, completely different than some of the others that we'd gotten, which kind of validates the feeling that I had earlier about something dark in the closet.
Did you used to come to Levi also? All right, well, thank you for talking to us. This exchange with the spirits is a little troubling because the family did have an outdoor cat that did get sick, and they did have to put it down. All right, well, thank you for talking to us.
There's that short in the wire. Is that the thing? Mm-hmm. It keeps shutting off. Drawing on the energy.
Yeah, I probably believe that one.
every investigation, we diligently go through all of our equipment and make sure that the batteries are at full charge. I personally made sure those batteries were charged. So it was a bit troubling to me when we were doing the session that Shelley was having trouble, only to find out that the batteries were drained. It's kind of an unusual situation unless there's some paranormal activity draining. Drain our battery for us. Is there anything you want to tell Levi why you were here? I get this feeling that you watched this room from that closet area. He said, no.
He said, I just like to watch you sleeping.
We're in the room that Levi was in when he was just a little guy. Did you watch over him in here too?
Light bulb.
Light bulb. Is your name David? How do you feel about this family?
That's another one.
How many of you are in the room?
Is my grandma here?
What was her name?
Chloe.
Chloe.
Is it Chloe?
Yeah. Chloe, are you here?
Flo, is there anything you want to tell the family? I'm with them. Yeah, I thought it sounded like I'm with them.
Tell Jean something. Tell Jean there's a picture.
Light.
That she's going to the light. Tell Jean that she's going to the light.
Put the name Herb here, and it's really interesting because Herb is Chloe's husband, Jean's dad.
Levi, you want to say anything to your grandma? She's listening.
Ask her a question.
She said that's very sweet. That's very sweet.
Chloe, are you still with us? Why don't you speak up? Are you letting everybody else talk for you?
We're here to try to help you out here, but you need to talk to us, communicate with us. Do you remember your grandmother? Chloe? Chloe?
Yeah.
Chloe.
Yeah, we called her Chloe.
Alright. Chloe, would you like to say anything to Evie? We picked up that grandma.
This is Chloe.
Chloe?
My friend sleeps here all the time. And then Chloe
Yeah.
that's downstairs.
Well, we got Chloe too. Can you tell me what the attraction is to the children in this family?
What? Yeah, light bulb here.
Light bulb blown here.
Light bulb blown here. Did you guys blow a light somewhere?
They did last night. Somebody did.
Who blew the light bulb last night? David, are you here? Christmas. Are you talking about the Christmas tree upstairs? David, do you like the Christmas tree? Did you hear how that'll happen?
Fake. Yeah, they are fake trees. That's true.
Oh. Okay.
Right. Hi. Go ahead. Hello, are you here, honey?
I am here. It was very clear.
Mom, do you want to talk to us?
Did you get to see Evie at the state track meet, Chloe?
Yeah.
She would say it like that too. Yeah.
Great. If there's someone here who wants to communicate, I need you to say a validation for me that I know that you're understanding me. Say Cedar Point. So say it again. Say Cedar Point. Thank you, Cedar Point. Yeah. For those of you that have been following EVP mediums, you know that we use a lot of validating questions. We do this for several reasons. One, critics say that ITC or EVP is nothing more than a radio background clutter. And two, we want to know that the spirits are intelligent and are actually understanding and wanting to communicate with us. When they can repeat a word back to us that we ask them, then we know that we're not dealing with residual haunting. So say it again. Say Cedar Point. Thank you, Cedar Point.
Leave, I wanted to tell your grandma because she did good with you.
Grandma, are you there?
He could have gone. There it goes. He could have gone twice.
I'm on the light. Who is this?
Mom, are you here?
Yes.
That you would beckon them home into your life and into the joy of the Lord. We ask any spirit that has desired to go into the light and maybe not been able to as the light opens, cross in to that light where you'll be back at home with the Father, where the scripture declares there is joy and peace forevermore.
All right, on the Finley case, I thought we got a lot of really good evidence. There's quite a bit of evidence to me that was strong as far as we were getting direct two-way communication. I mean, they were actually replying and responding, but there were so many stories, and what the viewers will never know, there's some information that we did not put in our presentation because of the family. Some of the information that was there, but what was really, I think, neat was during the review process. What was your thoughts?
Well, this is the first case that we've had that I've gotten to see the final product with the family there.
Yeah.
And so some of the things that made no sense to us and we couldn't connect at all, you know, the mom and dad, they had a story that it kicked off in their mind. They knew what was being said, what was being referenced. We would have never known that.
Just like which we did not put in the final piece, but was making reference to, Gene find the picture. And then Gene saying that there was a picture that he actually took of his dad, and there appeared to be the image of his mother in there. And that made total sense why she would say that in EVP communication. This is me, you were not seeing things. I thought that was really cool.
Well, and that isn't even something that we would ask the homeowners about because it doesn't, it doesn't relate to anything and it seems to be out of context. But as soon as he heard that, he knew exactly what was being referenced.
It was kind of neat to get together with them and go over it. I mean, after already thinking that Evie was a sensitive and then starting to communicate with Gene and find out a little bit more, there might be more than just Evie as a sensitive. It might come all the way from Gene to Evie to Levi.
Right.
Maybe in the bloodline. And I think you're right. It looks like the three of them may have some gifts that they're not aware of or don't know how to control. And that would attract the spirits. It was a really good case. I'm glad that we were able to help the family. And I think, the guidance that we gave them, the recommendations, I think they took to heart. And I think they're going to be okay. I really do.
Yeah, I think we gave them everything they need, and now it's
Yay! Well, those were some good ones. Thanks for watching them with me, guys. I think that they should be more well known because he goes balls deep into these cases, man. And all out of his own pocket. I mean, he has to spend a lot of time annotating that shit. So they're pretty amazing. You should check them out if you guys can. Sub to them. But yeah, Merry fucking Christmas, everybody. I had fun with you guys, and I will probably talk to you soon. I hope you have a great holiday. Love you guys. Bye.